Thanks for joining us here on Midday. I'm Matt Fonts.
And I'm Alyssa Royster. The trial for the Camas woman accused of killing her husband, then writing a children's book about grief is officially underway.
Yeah, that's right. Nearly 3 years after her arrest, Kouri Richins is in court right now for day one of that trial. Both the prosecution and the defense making their opening arguments just a short time ago. The prosecution arguing Richins had a clear motive to kill her husband, Eric, citing her millions of dollars of debt and a chronically unhappy marriage. Take a listen.
The first is the evidence will prove that Kouri Richins murdered Eric Richins, but also consider the evidence that proves that Eric Richins did not kill himself or die accidentally. The evidence will prove that Kouri Richins had the means, motive, and opportunity to murder Eric Richins. But please consider the evidence that proves no one else did.
Now, meanwhile, the defense argue that Richins is innocent, alleging that her husband had a dependence on painkillers that could have led to his death.
You're going to hear that Eric was so dependent on the drugs like the gummies that gave him relief from his pain that he would even take it and smuggle it in his luggage when he went on trips out of the country and out of the continental United States when you got to go through TSA. That's how much he needed that relief. Now you're going to hear on one of the calls that they were recording when Kouri was talking to her family, she tells her family that she purchased pain pills for Eric at his request.
And Richins is still in court right now for day one of that trial. That could last up to several weeks. Of course, as it plays out, we'll be sure to bring you the very latest, both on air and online at abc4.com.
Now, Richins' trial today comes after years of back and forth court hearings and investigations. Our Jake White is giving us the full timeline of her case.
My husband passed away unexpectedly last year. It completely took us all by shock.
Monday marks the beginning of the much-anticipated Kouri Richins trial, where she faces a plethora of charges. It all goes back to March of 2022, when Kouri Richins' husband, Eric, died at their home in Utah. Police say she initially told them she made Eric a mixed drink to celebrate selling a home and later found him unresponsive. About a year later, she self-published a children's book titled Are You With Me? About coping with the grief of a loved one.
To try and understand, not only how to grieve as a widow, as a wife, but also, with my kids, how to help them understand what just happened.
His death was first believed to be natural, but later a medical examiner determined that Eric Richins died of a fentanyl overdose, with the amount found in his system to be 5 times the lethal dose. Prosecutors claimed that the alleged murder of her husband had financial motives, including large life insurance policies, financial disputes, and debt. Investigators also cited text messages and alleged drug purchases as part of their evidence. The charges that Richins faces Monday goes as follows: aggravated murder, 3 counts of possession with intent to distribute, attempted aggravated murder, 2 counts of mortgage fraud, 2 counts of insurance fraud, and 3 counts of forgery. Ahead of the trial, her defense released a statement saying Richins has waited 3 years for this moment and the opportunity of telling the facts to the jury without prosecution's narrative, and that what the public has been told has little to do with the truth, and they welcome the courtroom where evidence is bound by rules, not sensational coverage.
Richins has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Now stay with us here at ABC4 as we'll be inside of that courtroom all week, bringing you the latest on the trial. Here in Park City, Jake White reporting with ABC4 News.